What is up, guys? This is Nate with Action Figure Hub, and today we are taking a look at the UFC 57 Ultimate Fighting Championships Ultimate Battles Series 2 Chuck Liddell versus Randy Couture Battle Pack. So looking at the back of the box, one thing I did notice is if you see Chuck has an open and a closed hand, and Randy has two closed hands. That is actually not what you get in this set. It is actually flip-flopped. Just kind of thought that was funny. Thought I'd point that out. Of course, the fight between these two guys took place on February 4th, 2006. Chuck Liddell won by knockout in the second round. And these figures came out in 2010 by Jakks Pacific. And they kind of do look like Jakks figures. If you collected older wrestling figures, you kind of know what to expect here. I still think they look great. Let's take a closer look at some of these guys. Taking a look at Randy Couture, I do think they actually got the likeness pretty well with this. I was pleasantly surprised. Here's a picture of Randy. Not the worst for 2010 standards. They did kind of do Bud dirty with a massive bald spot there. Taking a look at the attire, you see some of his sponsors. Decent sculpt. The UFC on the gloves, of course. Bringing Chuck over. He has, of course, a little bit more detail done to his shorts, just matching how he dressed, his sponsors, and the Iceman stuff all over the trunks. And I think they did a decent job with his likeness as well. Picture of Chuck. Not bad. Also had the detail of the tattoos on the back of his head. I thought those came out clean. Has his tattoo on his shoulder as well. Looks decent. Articulation on these guys isn't bad. Head rotates 360 degrees. They don't really look up or down very much. Not much movement there. Shoulders can go all the way up, all the way down. There's rotation and a decent, actually pretty good butterfly joint. I'll give it some credit. It's a pretty good butterfly joint. Upper bicep swivel and elbows that don't quite get 90. That's probably my biggest gripe, is the lack of better elbows. Wrist rotation and a hinge. Good ab crunch back. Good ab crunch forward. Swivel at the hips. Get some good kicking motions. Kick back a little bit even. Upper leg rotation. Also rotates at the shortcut there. Double jointed knee, and you do get an ankle hinge. Also included in this set, you get the UFC Championship belt. I think this looks good. Of course, it is like the old Jakks style of wrestling belts as well. So it's more like this kind of belt strap, and these are known to kind of rip. I have an old Intercontinental title that this latching mechanism is ripped, so I would be careful if you are getting one of these. Another thing with Jakks figures is they are ginormous. Here I have them compared to Andre the Giant and Randy Orton. I believe Randy Orton and these gentlemen, at least Liddell, stand relatively similar in height in real life, and as you see, they're definitely closer to Andre the Giant height in figure form. My biggest gripe would probably be the elbows. I would love double jointed elbows, and maybe the ankle rocker pivot would have been great. Really helped stand these guys up. All my poses that I was able to get these guys in, I either had to use a stand or I had them kind of like leaning against each other. But overall, I do think these figures hold up well. I was able to snag them for only $20 off of eBay. I did, of course, have to bid, and I do think I got a little lucky getting this for that price. But if it's something you're interested in, and if you've looked at some of these older UFC figures and thought about it before, I would say they're definitely worth taking a shot at it. I've looked at them on the shelves at a local comic store for, 4 or 5 years, and I'd always been like, I don't know, maybe if a fighter I like shows up, I'll go for it. But saw this 2-pack online, Iceman and Natural. Knew I had to go for it. These poses right now are inspired the end of UFC 57, Liddell finishing Randy to retain his title. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And comment you guys want to see any more of these UFC figures. I do have like Vanderlei Silva as well. I know he's more popular, so let me know.